Honorable members, honorable speaker, all rise.
On members, a very good morning to all of you. I welcome you all to the second session of Youth Parliament. I hope this session will be meaningful and productive for the growth of our country. Parliament is the supreme law-making body, where the voices of the people is represented. I urge all the members to respond clearly and raise important issues and fulfill their responsibilities sincerely. I also urge the honorable ministers to respond clearly and uphold accountability. Let us maintain discipline and dignity and make this session effective and successful for our nation. We shall now begin with today's proceedings with the oath or affirmation of our newly elected members. Secretary General, please proceed.
Mr. Akshay, who stands elected from the Napali constituency of Telangana state, will now take the oath or affirmation. Do you wish to take an oath or make an affirmation? In which language would you like to take the oath in?
Telugu, please. నేను అక్షయ్ తెలంగాణ రాష్ట్రం నుండి నాంపల్లి నియోజకవర్గం నుండి ఎన్నికైన సభ్యునిగా దేవుడి పేరును ప్రమాణం చేస్తున్నాను. చట్టం ద్వారా స్థాపించబడిన భారత రాజ్యాంగానికి విధమైన విశ్వాసం మరియు విధేయత చూపుతాను. భారతదేశపు సార్వభౌమత్వం మరియు సమగ్రతను కాపాడుతాను. నేను స్వీకరించబోయే పదవికి సంబంధించిన కర్తవ్యాలను విశ్వాసపూర్వకంగా నిర్వహిస్తాను.
Indeed today, it is my sad duty to inform the House of the demise of Sri Ongole, a senior political leader, former Indian Revenue Minister, and former Member of Parliament of India. Sri Ongole served the nation in various public positions and was widely respected for his long political career. He was an influential figure from West Bengal who contributed significantly to national and regional politics. His experience and service will always remain remembered. I would also like to inform the House of the passing away of Hcs Ongole. Though she was not a parliamentarian, she was a legendary playback singer and a recipient of Padma Vibhushan, who made an extraordinary contribution to Indian music and culture. Her melodious voice and artistic legacy have left an incredible mark on the nation. The House deeply mourns her demise and extends heartfelt condolences.
Rise to pay my heartfelt tributes to Hcs Ongole. He was a seasoned parliamentarian and a leader who devoted decades to public life. Hcs Ongole served as a Union Revenue Minister and represented the voices of his constituents with dedication. His leadership efforts earned him respect across his political spectrum. On behalf of the government and myself, I extend my deepest condolences to his family, supporters, and colleagues. May his soul rest in peace.
The tributes expressed by you and the Honorable Prime Minister, Sri Ongole was known for his long and varied political career, his tragic activism, and his commitment to public issues. Though his active political days were behind him, his contribution to national politics and public life will always be remembered by this House. I convey my sincere condolences to his bereaved family and all those who cherish his leadership. I rise to pay homage to Asha Ongole. She was a living legend whose voice transcended generations and languages. Her contribution to Indian music and her recognition with the Padma Vibhushan stands as a testament to her greatness. I would like to pay my deepest condolences to her family.
Even sir, I also wish to associate myself with the tribute expressed to Asha Ongole. Her contribution to music and culture are unparalleled, and she brought pride to the nation through her remarkable talent. Even though she was not a parliamentarian, her legacy is deeply respected across the country. I extend my sincere condolences to her loved ones.
How do you know silent when it's not well, with some teams are respect for the department soul? Now we begin with question hours. Ms. Rekya, please.
I wish to ask the Minister of Petroleum and Natural Gas. Is it a fact that India exports petroleum products to neighboring countries like Nepal and Bhutan, and yet petrol in those countries is being sold at prices significantly lower than in India? For instance, reports indicate that petrol in Bhutan has been around ₹60 per litre, while in many Indian cities it costs more than 108 per litre. If this is correct, can the Honorable Minister explain how petrol seems to become more available the moment it is given delivery?
Honorable Minister of Petroleum and Natural Gas.
Honorable Member for raising this important issue. First, it is indeed correct that India is a major exporter of refined petroleum products. Despite importing nearly 85% of its crude oil, India had developed into a global refining hub with advanced facilities such as Jamnagar and Vadina. India exports a wide range of petroleum products including high-speed diesel HSD, which forms a major share of exports, motor spirit petrol or gasoline, aviation turbine fuel ATF, naphtha used in petrochemical industries, fuel oil for shipping and industrial purpose, liquefied petroleum gas LPG, petroleum coke petcoke, lubricating oil gas stocks lube oil, bitumen for road construction, superior kerosene oil SKO. These products are exported to several countries including the neighboring nations like Nepal and Bhutan as well as major global markets. However, Speaker Sir, petrol pricing depends upon multiple factors beyond the base cost. These include domestic taxes in India such as central excise duty, statewide and cess together form a significant portion of retail price. Different pricing frameworks and export prices do not include domestic taxes that cannot be applied outside the country. Therefore, while petrol may appear cheaper in countries like Nepal and Bhutan, that does not mean India is selling fuel cheaper domestically. The difference primarily arises due to the taxation policy. Thank you.
Honorable Opposition Member.
The technical explanation. Does that mean Indian fuel is cheaper for export than for Indians? We are being told fuel is bought by our neighbors, yet we still get taxed heavily. So my question is the government prioritizing revenue over the welfare of Indian consumers? Thank you, Speaker.
Honorable Minister.
Speaker Sir, taxation plays a crucial role in supporting essential government services and welfare programs. At the same time, the government continuously reviews the fuel prices and tax structure based on global crude price and economic conditions. We are committed to maintain a balance between affordability of citizens and generating sustainable revenue for national development and welfare priorities. Thank you, Speaker.
Next question. Question number 202. Mr. Ashfaq, please.
Speaker, sir, I wish to ask the Honorable Minister of Finance. Is it a fact that an Indian citizen begins paying taxes even before earning a single rupee through GST on books, food, clothes, mobile recharge and daily essentials? And further, Speaker, sir, when that same citizen starts earning, again he or she pays income tax. And after paying income tax, whenever that person buys any product, again GST is paid, which is also a tax. In simple terms, is an Indian citizen being taxed while studying, while earning, and while spending? Speaker, sir, it appears that in India, taxation exists from birth to death. You eat, you pay tax. You drink, you pay tax. You earn, you pay tax. And you spend, you pay tax. When you buy a vehicle, you pay not just GST, but also road tax, registration fees, insurance tax, number plate charges, and many more. Even in their essentials, news waste is tax free, but package based are tax GST. The same applies to wheat, atta, dal, and many such daily necessities. Speaker, sir, as a salaried individual, my income is already taxed. Why should I pay tax on my expenditure? There is a famous Hindu saying, "Kavitanu Kaveri Anarthu." Alage tax ki Kaveri Anarthu. On food, on education, on health, on wealth, on industries, on entertainment, on luxury, on almost everything, we are paying taxes. Speaker, sir, is this multi-layer taxation structure fair to a common middle class citizen? I wish that the Thank you, Speaker, sir.
Honorable Minister of Finance.
India follows a structured taxation system consisting of direct taxes like income tax and indirect taxes like GST. These taxes are essential for funding public infrastructure, healthcare, education, welfare, schemes, and national defense. Taxation ensures economic growth and social development. Thank you, sir.
Honorable Opposition Member.
Every other government must generate revenue to fulfill its responsibilities, either for economic growth or for social development. However, while considering this, many major government projects and public assets are increasingly being handed over to private entities. All the revenue generating sectors are being privatized, while the ordinary citizen continues to shoulder the burden through multiple and various forms of taxation. Speaker, sir, when profit goes to private players and the government depends heavily on collecting taxes from the common citizen, are we truly strengthening public welfare, or are we shifting public wealth into private hands and asking citizens to compensate through higher and multiple forms of taxation? Speaker, sir, the question is simple. Should nation building rely more on empowering public institutions or on taxing citizens, while revenue generating opportunities are transferred elsewhere? Thank you, Speaker.
Honorable Minister.
An important fact. As per the official data, only about 92 individuals file income tax returns and a small percentage falls within the taxable income bracket. India is a developing nation with a vast informal economy. A large section of our population earns below the taxable limit. Therefore, direct taxes alone can sustain the needs of a country of 1.5 billion people. That is why indirect taxes like GST exist. GST is a consumption-based tax when goods and services are purchased, ensuring broader participation in revenue generation. Taxation is not about burdening the citizen, it is about the shared responsibility in ensuring. Thank you, sir.
Next question. Question number 203. Savantika, please.
Speaker, sir, I wish to raise four concerns affecting common citizens. First, regarding competitive examinations, lakhs of unemployed youth pay examination fees every year, but only a small percentage secure jobs. Has the government considered refunding fees to non-selected candidates or providing relief to those who repeatedly apply? Second, Speaker, sir, I wish to raise a community-related issue in the telecom sector. If a system does not recharge their mobile SIM, the service provider disconnects not only outgoing calls but also incoming calls after a certain period. Speaker, sir, outgoing calls can be restricted due to non-payment. That is understandable. But why should incoming calls be stopped? Who decides when and how a system should use their mobile phone? It is not unfair to consumers who may want to keep the number active only for receiving important calls. Thank you, Speaker, sir.
Honorable Minister of Human Resource Development, please.
A very good evening to the Honorable Speaker, sir. Speaker, sir, I thank the Honorable Member for raising this important issue concerning aspirants. The examination fee collected during competitive examinations is a non-refundable administrative charge. It is not a payment made in exchange for employment, but is a contribution towards the cost of conducting the examination process. The government incurs substantial expenditure in developing examination systems, maintaining digital and physical infrastructure, ensuring security and confidentiality, managing grievance redressal mechanisms, conducting evaluations and publishing results. These costs are incurred for every applicant, regardless of the selection outcome. Thank you.
Mr. Parliament, please.
With your permission, I would like to speak in Telugu for my better delivery and my people's understanding. స్పీకర్ గారు, ఈ ప్రశ్న విన్నాక నాకు నిజంగా ఆశ్చర్యంగా అనిపించింది. కాంపిటేటివ్ ఎగ్జామ్స్ అంటే ఎంప్లాయ్మెంట్ గ్యారంటీ కాదు, ఇది అర్హత ఉన్న వారిని ఎంపిక చేసే విధానం మాత్రమే. లక్షల మంది పరీక్ష రాస్తారు, కానీ ఖాళీలు పరిమితంగానే ఉంటాయి. అందరికీ ఉద్యోగం ఇవ్వడం సాధ్యం కాదు. పరీక్ష నిర్వహించడానికి ప్రభుత్వం చాలా ఖర్చు చేసింది. ఎగ్జామ్ సెంటర్స్ ఏర్పాటు చేయాలి, సిబ్బంది నియమించాలి, క్వశ్చన్ పేపర్స్ తయారు చేయాలి, సెక్యూరిటీ ఏర్పాటు చేయాలి, రిజల్ట్స్ ప్రకటించాలి. ఈ ఖర్చులన్నీ ప్రభుత్వమే భరిస్తుంది. ఎగ్జామ్ ఫీ అనేది ఆ ప్రక్రియలో భాగం మాత్రమే. స్పీకర్ గారు, ఈ విషయాలన్నీ గౌరవ సభ్యులను పరిశీలించారా లేదా అని నాకు సందేహం కలుగుతుంది. ప్రశ్న అడగడం ముందు పరీక్ష నిర్వహణలో ఉండే బాధ్యతలు, ఖర్చులు తెలుసుకొని అడిగితే మంచిది. స్పీకర్ గారు, గౌరవ సభ్యులను అడిగిన మరో ప్రశ్న నాకు ఆశ్చర్యంగా అనిపించింది. రీఛార్జ్ పూర్తయ్యాక అవుట్ గోయింగ్ కాల్స్ నిలిపివేయండి, కానీ ఇన్కమింగ్ కాల్స్ ఎందుకు నిలిపివేస్తారు అని ఆవిడ అడిగారు. స్పీకర్ గారు, ఇన్కమింగ్ కాల్స్ అయినా అవుట్ గోయింగ్ కాల్స్ అయినా రెండింటికి నెట్వర్క్ సర్వీసెస్ అవసరం కదా. ఒక మొబైల్ నంబర్ యాక్టివ్ గా ఉండాలంటే టవర్ కనెక్టివిటీ మస్ట్ బి మెయింటైన్, స్పెక్ట్రమ్ యూసేజ్ కంటిన్యూస్, ఫిజికల్ సిస్టమ్ మస్ట్ ఫంక్షన్, సర్వర్ మెయింటెనెన్స్ ఇస్ రిక్వైర్డ్. ఇవన్నీ ఖర్చులతో కూడుకున్న సేవలు. సేవలు రీఛార్జ్ చేయకుండా సేవలు కొనసాగించాలి అని అడగడం ఎలా సాధ్యం? సేవలు వినియోగించాలంటే చెల్లింపు చేయడం సహజం. ఇది ఎవరో వ్యక్తిగతంగా నిర్ణయించాల్సింది కాదు. ఇది టెలికాం సంస్థల విధానాల ప్రకారంగా జరుగుతుంది. అందువల్ల రీఛార్జ్ చేయకుండా ఇన్కమింగ్ కాల్స్ మాత్రమే కొనసాగించాలి అని అడగడం సాంకేతికంగా మరియు ఆర్థికంగా సాధ్యం కాదు. ధన్యవాదాలు.
The responses given by the Honorable Minister and the member from the Treasury benches. However, my intention is not to question the examination process or the expenditure involved. My concern is about the financial strain on unemployed youth who repeatedly apply for multiple examinations year after year. Speaker sir, in many cases, exams are postponed, recruitment process are delayed. During this time, aspirants continue paying fees without any certainty. I am not suggesting that the government should refund entire amount in every case. Thank you.
Honorable Minister.
Speaker sir, I appreciate the constructive suggestions made by the honorable member. Let me assure this House that the government values the aspirations of our youth. Competitive examinations are designed to ensure merit, transparency and equal opportunities. Where examinations are cancelled due to administrative reasons, refund policies already exist in several recruitment bodies. We will review whether such practices can be standardized further. Thank you.
Next question. Question number 2.4. Ms. Hcs Ongole.
Speaker sir, I rise to ask the Honorable Minister of Education. In India, nearly 90% of parents encourage their children to become employees rather than entrepreneurs. Our education system largely prepares students to seek jobs, not to create jobs. At the same time, many teachers are not adequately trying to guide students towards practical learning skills, whether for party employment or entrepreneurship. My question is, why can't the government update the curriculum to include subjects such as business studies, entrepreneurship, and financial education at the school level itself? Financial discipline and financial literacy are essential life skills today for the rich and the poor, for educated and uneducated, for children and adults. Subjects are usually taught at MBA or higher education levels. Why should students wait until graduations to learn how money, business and investments work? Why can't we introduce these practical subjects from an early stage? Thank you, Speaker sir.
Honorable Minister of Education.
Speaker sir, I would like to thank the honorable member for raising this important issue. The concern that our education system has largely produced job seekers is valid. To address this, the government has introduced reforms under the NEP 2020, aiming to shift towards a skill-oriented, multidisciplinary and application-based approach. Vocational education has been integrated at the school level itself, exposing students to skills such as coding, financial literacy and entrepreneurship. Teacher training is being strengthened through NISHA to support experiential and competency-based learning. Additional digital initiatives like NISHA along with programs such as Skill India Mission and other innovation missions are encouraging innovation, critical thinking and practical learning. These measures have already been set in motion and are being implemented in a phased manner. However, such a wide-ranging transformation requires time and sustained effort to produce meaningful outcomes. The government remains firmly committed to producing both capable job seekers as well as confident job creators for the nation's long-term growth. Thank you, Speaker sir.
Honorable Opposition Member.
The awareness programs are not enough. Students still memorize theory but rarely learn how to manage money, start a small business, understand taxes, investments or financial planning. Thank you, Speaker sir.
Honorable Minister of Education.
Speaker sir, I thank the students engage in real-life tasks such as basic accounting, budgeting, and project-based enterprise activities. Internship opportunities along with industry exposure enable students to understand real-world finance and business practices, while curriculum reforms focus on competency-based learning over rote memorization. Through these steps, we aim to bridge the gap between theory and practice and develop both financially capable and self-reliant individuals. Thank you, Speaker.
Next question. Question number 205 is Baha, please.
Sir, India recently hosted one of the world's largest AI summit under the theme Sarvajan Hidaya, Sarvajan Sukya, Welfare and Happiness for All. Beautiful words. Speaker sir, but what about the rivers, forests and communities already struggling with water scarcity? Training a single large AI model emits as much carbon as 5 cars over their entire lifetime. And AI data centers consumes millions of liters of water every day. Often in water-stressed regions. Because sir, I hear the concern. Yes, India hosted the summit to showcase our talent, innovation and infrastructure. But let me remind the honorable member, innovation does not come without responsibility. We are promoting renewable energy for AI, thus investing in green AI research to reduce carbon footprint, monitoring in the water research and environmental impact. Speaker sir, India will have both innovation and sustainability. We are not pressing blindly, we are planning responsibly.
Opposition member.
Speaker sir, responsibly is that why we still powers most of these data centers? Why children fetch water from villages and AI models save millions of liters of water every day. If progress means exploiting our rivers and lakes, is this really Sarvajan Hidaya or Sarvajan Hitlaya?
Next number.
I respect the passion, but let me be very clear. India will not sacrifice the planet for technology and will not have the progress for criticism alone. Renewable energy is scaled, water is conserved, innovation is followed responsibly. AI will serve the people and the planet alike. The planet will not be ignored unless sunlight and structures applause.
Next question. Question number 206. Read out here.
Honorable Speaker, the ongoing conflict in the Middle East, particularly involving Iran, has raised serious concerns about global oil supply. India imports nearly 85 to 88% of its crude oil requirements, and a large portion of this oil passes through the Strait of Hormuz, a region currently under tension. If the conflict disrupts oil trade with Iran or blocks e-shipping routes, it would directly impact India's energy security and fuel prices. I would like to ask the Honorable Prime Minister, is the government ready for such a situation and what concrete steps have been taken to ensure uninterrupted oil supply for the country? Thank you, Speaker sir.
Honorable Speaker, I thank the Honorable Member for raising a matter of national importance. The Government of India, Honorable Speaker, I thank the Honorable Member for raising a matter of national importance. The Government of India is fully aware of the evolving situation in the Middle East and its potential impact on global energy markets. Over the past few years, India has diversified its crude oil imports, increasing supplies from countries such as USA, Russia, Saudi Arabia, and other producers. This strategy reduces dependence on any single region. In addition to that, the government is strengthening strategic petroleum reserves, which can be used during supply disruptions that ensure fuel availability around the country. Energy companies are also actively securing alternative supply routes and long-term agreements with multiple partners. Thank you, Speaker sir.
While diversification is important, global oil prices tend to rise sharply during geopolitical conflicts. This directly affects the common citizens through increased fuel prices and inflation. Can the Honorable Prime Minister assure this House that the government has a clear plan to protect the Indian economy and reduce the burden on ordinary people if the conflict escalates? Speaker sir, I wish to hear a clear answer regarding this issue. Thank you, Speaker sir.
India is well prepared for temporary disruptions. So I would like to assure the House that India's energy security remains a top priority for this government. Thank you, Speaker sir.
Now, question hour is over. No more supplementary, please. And now we want to reach our privilege. Yes, Ms. Chaitanya, please.
Speaker sir, thank you for giving this opportunity. Speaker sir, I rise to raise a serious matter of a breach of privilege against the Honorable Minister of Health and Family Welfare. During the question hour, yesterday the Minister stated that all government hospitals in the village are fully equipped with the medical staff and endless medicines. However, reliable reports and ground level data clearly shows that many primary health centers are functioning with the doctors and basic facilities.
Have you given prior notice regarding this matter?
Notice this morning in accordance with the rules.
Well, the matter may be referred to the Committee of Privileges. Now, papers will be laid on the table. Honorable Minister of Information and Technology, please.
Speaker sir, I beg to lay on the table of the House the following papers. First, annual report on implementation of Digital India initiatives. Second, national framework on artificial intelligence and responsible AI usage. Third, report on cyber security preparedness and data protection measures in the government departments. Thank you, Speaker sir.
Honorable Minister of Environment, Forest and Climate, please.
Speaker sir, with your permission, I beg to lay on the table the following papers. National report on climate change adaptation and mitigation strategies. Status report on air quality improvement in major metropolitan cities. Progress report on renewable energy expansion and green hydrogen mission. Thank you, Speaker sir.
Secretary General to report the message from the upper chamber of the Youth Parliament.
Madam Speaker, I have to report the following message received from the Secretary of the Upper Chamber of the Youth Parliament. The Artificial Intelligence Regulation and Prevention of Deepfake Misuse Bill 2026, which was passed by this House during the last session, has been considered and passed by the Upper Chamber. The Upper Chamber has adopted the bill without any amendments. The bill is now ready to be presented for the assent of the Honorable President.
The message is taken on record. The House notes that the bill has been passed by the both chambers and will be sent for the assent of the Honorable President. Now, let us take up the calling attention motion. Ms. Veta, please.
Madam Speaker, I beg to call the attention of Honorable Minister of Health and Family Welfare to the urgent need for banning or strictly regulating social media access for children below 16 years of age. Madam Speaker, excessive exposure to social media is seriously affecting minors. Children below 16 are facing anxiety, depression, cyberbullying, sleep disorders, body image issues, and academic decline due to uncontrolled digital exposure. As a child age, they are neither emotionally mature nor mentally prepared to handle the pressure of online validation, harmful content, and virtual comparisons. Several countries, including Australia, have taken steps to regulate or restrict social media access to minors to protect their mental health. My question is simple. Will the Government of India consider imposing a ban or strict age-based restriction on social media platforms for children below 16 years?
From Health and Family Welfare, please.
Many concerns regarding children's exposure to social media. We recognize that unregulated access may negatively impact their mental behavior and academic focus. Discussions are underway with digital platforms and development institutes to explore age education systems, parental controls, and stricter safeguards for minors. However, any decision regarding the ban must carefully balance child protection, digital rights, and practical implementation challenges.
The Minister, awareness and parental control are not sufficient. Children below 16 are highly vulnerable to online manipulation, addictive algorithms, and cyber exploitation. Social media companies design their platforms to maximize engagement, not to protect minors. If companies like Australia implement regulatory measures, why can't India take bold action? Is the government waiting for more mental health crisis before taking preventive steps? So when will the government introduce a mandatory minimum age of 16 for social media access with strict digital verification systems and heavy penalties for platforms while having child safety norms.
Honorable Minister, please declare briefly.
Madam Speaker, the government is not ignoring that. We are examining global models and consulting experts in child psychology, digital safety, and constitutional law. Policy options under consideration are mandatory age verification systems, parental controls, strong cyber safety laws, regulation of addictive research targeting minors, clear national digital well-being guidelines. The safety of our children remains our top priority. Any framework introduced will aim to protect the minors while ensuring responsible digital access.
Honorable Minister of Information and Technology to introduce the bill.
Madam Speaker, I beg to introduce a bill to provide strengthening skill development programs, promoting vocational training, supporting startups, and providing financial and employment opportunities for youth across the country. This bill aims to bridge the gap between education and industry requirements, encourage apprenticeship programs, and provide financial assistance for young entrepreneurs. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
The question is that we be trusted to introduce the national skill development and employment promotion bill 2020. Those who are in favor, will please say aye. Those who are against, will please say no. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. Please down the bill.
Madam Speaker, I introduce the bill.
Now, let us speak about the consideration of the national skill development and employment promotion bill 2026. Honorable Minister of Information and Technology, please.
Madam Speaker, I beg to move that the National Skill Development and Employment Promotion Bill 2026 be taken into consideration. Madam Speaker, our country has the largest youth population in the world. However, many young people remain unemployed due to the lack of industry level skills. This bill proposes district level skill development centers, financial assistance for startups, and a special focus on rural and economically weak countries. This is not just a bill, this is the roadmap for youth employment. I request the House to support it.
Motion moved that the bill related to the National Skill Development and Employment Promotion Bill 2026 be taken into consideration.
Madam Speaker, this bill is historic. For decades we have discussed unemployment, but today we are acting. The government is ensuring that education leads to employment. With industry collaboration, the youth will gain practical exposure, not just classroom knowledge. I strongly support this progressive step.
As powerful returnees.
Madam Speaker, the Minister speaks of employment, but where is the job guarantee?
Order, let the member complete.
Training alone does not create jobs. What if industries refuse to observe training? Madam Speaker, unless there is a legal accountability on industries, this bill remains a promise without enforcement. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
The honorable member is sitting in the House. The bill clearly mentions placement into program. Thank you, Madam.
Opposition member, Ms. Priya Nagarajan.
Today's concern regarding funding. Previous bill schemes suffered due to lack of corruption and monitoring. What safeguards exist to prevent the misuse of public funds?
Ruling party member, Mr. Ranjan, please.
Madam Speaker, this government has introduced strict audit mechanisms in digital tracking systems. Instead of criticizing, the opposition should support youth empowerment. Our young citizens deserve opportunity, not political obstruction. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Opposition member.
Supporting allow extensive private sector participation without clear regularity checks. This may benefit corporations more than the students. We demand an independent monitoring authority to oversee the implementation. Thank you.
Minister, please respond to the concerns raised.
I appreciate the constructive criticism. Firstly, the bill mandates memorandums of understanding with industries, ensuring placement opportunities. Secondly, a national skill development fund with CAG audit oversight will ensure transparency. Thirdly, an independent review committee will monitor implementation annually. I urge all members to rise above party lines and support the youth of our nation. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
The motion is that the National Skill Development and Employment Promotion Bill 2026 later be taken into consideration. Those who are in favor will please say aye. Those who are against will please say no. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. The motion is adopted. Motion moved that the bill be passed. Those who are in favor, will please say aye. Those who are Now, the House will take note of private members' resolution. I call upon the Honorable Opposition Member.
Solution. This House recommends that the government must enact a strict law to regulate the misuse of artificial intelligence and deep fake technology to protect citizens from fraud, defamation, and digital exploitation. This technology, if unregulated, can damage democracy and social harmony. I urge the government to take immediate legislation with strict penalties. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Opposition Member, Ms. Yashwita, please.
Madam Speaker, I strongly support this resolution. Recently, fake AI-generated videos have gone viral, creating panic and reputational damage. We need 1. Mandatory watermarking of AI-generated content. 2. Fast-track cyber cells to handle complaints. 3. Strict punishments for creating malicious and deepfakes. Technology must serve society, not to money. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Next, Opposition Member, Mr. Naveen, please.
The application victims of deep fake issues are women and public figures. This is not just a technological issue, it is a moral and social crisis. The government must act before the problem becomes uncontrollable. Madam Speaker, I am expecting a decent answer from the Minister. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Minister of Information Technology, please respond.
Madam Speaker, I thank Mr. Naveen for raising this concern. I would like to give a decent answer. The government has already strengthened cyber laws under existing IT regulations and is working on AI governance framework. We are consulting experts on AI ethics, strengthening cybercrime reporting mechanism, coordinating with social media platform for rapid content removal. I hope I gave a decent answer. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Mover of the resolution. Do you wish to present the resolution or withdraw it?
Mr. Cashworks, I seek the leave of the House to withdraw the resolution. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
That is, that the resolution be withdrawn. Those who are in favor, will please say aye. Those who are against, will please say no. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. The resolution is withdrawn. The House stands adjourned to meet tomorrow at 11 a.m.